how much of your business have you automated? Because yours is also a creative industry and includes like proposal, etc., everything. So I want to understand like the max output you have gained out of this knowledge.
Yeah, I mean,
That
so
you
it's been like so with AI, I've been accidentally using AI for the last 3 years without knowing that it was AI. I actually used to do a lot of image generation. Since I'm in the creative industry, we do a lot of creatives. Um, there's there's a, there's something called Midjourney, all right, which is good for image generation. That was pretty cool. And then there's something called Flux by Black Forest Labs, the Norwegian company, and they have like the best commercial image generation model available. And when I first was introduced to it, I was like, damn, this is pretty cool. So I started like exploring that, and I guess that was like a gateway drug for me into AI, because I was now able to create really cool designs for my client and give them like really good for what they're paying me for, and I was able to do stuff really quickly, like really fast. What I realized was, I as a creative person never had like a pretty structure, like creative brief capturing and like structuring it down and then making the stuff. It was just directly go and create stuff. In right now, fast forward to today, I think I use AI almost like 60 to 70% of the time. If you go through my chat GPT logs, uh, you'll find like various different custom GPTs built. For example, I'll quickly just share my screen back over here. So over here on the left hand side, I for the last session I made this thing, which is sales automation assistant, which will help you again map out your sales automation and then help you automate stuff. So like automate or I automated like sending out emails to clients and like replying to emails as well. I have my own AI image prompt generator that I've trained on 1,000+ prompts, like world class prompts on all the different types of models like Flux, DALI, um, you know, almost everything. Why is my second camera on? 1 second. Yeah, and 7 months ago, I was at a client's office and uh, they were like, "Hey, Ian, so since you're so much involved into tech, like, can you get AI to write my emails?" And I was like, "Bro, just use like Chat GPT, like for that." They were like, "No, it's much more friction to it. You have to like you know research, plan, design your emails and all of that stuff." So okay. So then I went back home and I researched and I found out that AI and automation are like two different things. All right, automation has been there since the industrial revolution, which is like assembly line systems. You know how cars were built, like in the assembly line, this happens and that happens. And AI is this new guy in town that can generate stuff. All right, that's why we call it Gen AI, generative AI, right? So when you mix AI and automation together, the permutation combination of potential solutions that can possibly exist is almost infinite. It's crazy. It's crazy that we live in a time right now that AI, which is good at generating, which is if it can generate text, it can generate code. If it can generate code, it can generate pixels. Pixels become images. Images stacked together become videos, right? If you can generate stuff now with a set of instructions like, hey, when this happens, do this, which is automation in its true form and sense, you can create cool stuff. You can create amazing stuff. AI agents, now you can add knowledge. Matlab, you can give it context about your company, about what you always do on a repeating basis, and how to always reply to you. All right. Plus, you can give it access to tools. Like I'll be like, hey, you can use only my Gmail and Google Sheets. That's the only tool that I'm allowing you to use. All right. And now with that knowledge, with that custom prompt inbuilt, and with giving it access to like these tools, you can automate a good amount of work. And I have been on a journey of just automating like part of my work, like automation of mood board generation. um, I'm trying to automate currently. I'm trying to automate two things. One is sending a voice note on Telegram and generating a proposal. All right, because I hate generating proposals. It's like one of the, after a client meeting is done, take your voice recording, push it into an automation, generate a proposal. In that proposal generating automation, the AI is going through the client's LinkedIn, reading the mission statement, vision, taking context, and remixing it up with what I can do as a company, and then generating a proposal with the pricing and the stuff that I tell it to do. You know, all
Which
formatted.
tool are you using? Because proposal is also my headache, and I'm currently working on like 4 leads proposals. So which tool are you using for that?
There is no tool. That's the thing, right? You got to build it for yourself. You
The
got to
system,
use.
yeah.
You got to.
So in which tool?
You can
GPT
use.
or
Yeah, no, you got to use a bit of like OpenAI. You got to. I'll tell you the architecture right now on this call itself. All right. Open up Make. All right. Pull up a node from OpenAI. All right. Put a node for Google Sheets. That is where you'll dump your some context. You'll need an OpenAI node. You'll need a Telegram bot node. All right. So that would be the place where you dump your voice notes. All right. And then you add 2 more nodes. One is an OpenAI Whisper, which is basically the AI that can transcribe your audio. All right, it's called Whisper, OpenAI Whisper. All right, and then you're gonna connect that to another node to take in your raw formatted audio and structure it. All right, like just a structural node, and then you put that into So there's 2 options now you have. One is if you want this proposal to be made on Canva, or you're fine with the Google Docs. All right, let's just say you're fine with Google Docs. You create a Google Docs template and just connect OpenAI with your Google Docs, and you have your AI voice to proposal generator sorted. All right, I just gave you the entire recipe to make it, and you can just go on and build it right now if you want. All right, so it's not that hard. Initially, I mean, the bottlenecks that people have is like usually when it comes to testing. Testing takes time, like making sure the output is same again and again, and getting it to always give you the right output and response. That takes time, and most people give up at that stage. They get one output, oh, it's not what I want, and they give up. All right, so you really have to like push through nights of like building and testing out your product or your automation, and to get it to a point or level that you feel like, damn, this is amazing and this is cool, and this really helped me out. So yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing this. Very, very helpful. Just need to explore it now.
Yeah, for sure. I would start with like learning what automation is, and then you'll pretty much fill in the blanks.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Any other questions? Okay. MCP. Okay, yeah. MCPs are like crazy. MCPs are like, okay. So since you brought it up, MCPs are like USB-C connector. Like imagine a port. Like people, there's a company called Anthropic that are the inventors of Claude, and they be like, hey, AI does not know how to interact with our local files in the computer. What if we created a set of tools? We call that MCP. It's like a connector port of any LLM to interact with your local files. You know what are the potential solutions now that can occur? I can simply, let's say if I have an MCP added onto my Claude connected to my local file systems on my laptop, let's say I have like really bad file management. I can just tell AI like, hey, find out all the files with this keyword and put it into this folder. Imagine chatting with your local files and just getting everything organized. Look at that. Let's say you have Excel sheets and you want to extract insights. You can chat with your Excel sheets and get AI to reformat your Excel sheets and like tell you that, hey, I analyzed 5 of your last 5 years bank statements, and you spend a lot of money on travel and you spend a lot of money on this dumb stuff, so you can get AI to do that for you now with the power of MCPs, model context protocols. Like you don't have to right now. If you want to do this, you can do it. You can still do it by uploading one by one bank statement or whatever files onto OpenAI, which is very like tedious. So it's like you're getting AI to your ecosystem rather than you going to the AI's ecosystem. So yeah. So cool. I think I spoke too much, but if you guys have any other questions, you can let me know, and I'll be happy to answer them. Regardless, I run a small company called AI with Ian, where I try to like share like insights and stuff, and like I'm always sharing stuff on LinkedIn, so you can like always reach out to me over there. But yeah, for this session, I hope I was able to. My goal was just to help you understand systems. I didn't really care much about the AI agent. but I hope you guys understood a bit of AI agents as well, and how this could potentially power your next or your current creative business. Um, any pointers on checking if the tools we're using are data leak safe? Yeah, very good question. I think so. As long as I think Relevance AI is pretty safe. According to what I've read, most of these companies have like private SLAs also. So if you want, you can always opt for that. I think the best a best way, if you want to go like fully safe mode, like let's say what the company is saying on their website is not true, and there could be a data leak, because that could definitely happen. It's definitely a valid reason to think and care about. You can actually get and build all of this stuff on your own local system. you know there's something cool happening right now, which is, how we have CPUs, right? Like central processing units, the chips. There are you will very soon see laptops and your other devices have something called NPUs, which are called neural processing units, which is, but it's a chip that is designed to handle AI. And very soon, you might be already seeing it also. You'll see laptops and devices come in with this NPU chip, because that's what is really good with AI, and that does not need the internet connection. So you're blocked off from the internet. So there is no possible data leak that could happen once when it's localized, right? So very soon, you'll be able to run like AI locally on your own hardware. And forget that, like phones might now change. We might get like these pendants with like a small recorder that will like connect to our laptop or an ecosystem to just record notes and then organize our to-do list for us. And there's going to be an explosion of AI and automation in the world, and it's going to be integrated with almost every different device that we interact with. Hopefully people do the right thing, and um, build it the right way without any bad ideas or stupid things in mind. Feels like Black Mirror episode. Yeah. I've not watched Black Mirror, but it sounds like it. Yeah. What's the
Okay, that's a very interesting session. I think every time Ian comes on, we have like good flood of questions that pop up right after he's done. That's great. A little bit of crash course on AI, I think.
Yeah.
So to wrap it up, I'm sorry